What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Not a Football Show. My name is Tico from the Tico Fantasy Show, and I'm here with my pal, Sully, from Sully Sports. What's going on, Sully?
Hello.
Howdy, partner.
Wazza.
On today's episode, we are going to be breaking down the games from this past weekend, and we're going to be talking about some winners and losers, and yeah, that's what we're going to be doing.
Yep. Before we get into that, though, I got our records from our predictions for the Sunday slate of games.
Let's see how good we did.
Let's see. Tico.
Yes.
You correctly.
That is me.
You correctly guessed 9 games correctly and 4 incorrectly.
Okay, that's pretty. Hey, man, that's pretty good. I usually do worse than that.
While I correctly guessed 10 games correctly and 3 games incorrectly.
No, these games are smudge. This is not true. This is smudge numbers.
1 game difference between our predictions. We disagreed on a few games, though, so there was some actual difference between our guesses. But I come out on top, It's what you expect.
Hey, man, what are you going to do about it? We'll get him next week.
Yeah, I know ball. So.
He knows ball.
I know ball.
He's a baller that knows ball.
It's true.
So, okay, what game are we getting into first? Actually, wait, we are going to do the same thing as what we did last time, and we are going to time it so that we can get through every single one of these. So we're going to do 2 minutes for every single game that we talk about, and producer Kev is going to tell us when to start on the first game. What's the first game going to be that we talk about?
First game's going to be Packers-Falcons.
Packers-Falcons. And you ready, producer Kev? Producer Kev's ready.
Start!
And here we go,
Right.
Packers-Falcons.
Got any immediate thoughts?
You know that one video of Jordan Love just running into the lineman? That's immediately what comes to my mind when I think of that game.
Well, for me, immediately what comes to my mind is Bijan Robinson.
Bijan, man. Bijan had a day.
I hope you guys sold Tyler Algier while you could because he is dead in the water.
He's not. I'm not getting.
He's dead.
That's too far. I don't think he's dead in the water. He still had 16 carries. He was still super involved. This team's still going to run the ball a lot. Tyler Algier was there. The Packers' run defense is good. I mean, Tyler Algier still got some value to him. I'm not going to completely toss him out yet. Hopefully you sold high on him because his value was much higher last week, but he still has some value. Don't sell short. Don't sell him short for sure.
All right, whatever you say, man. Jordan Love. Jordan Love's good at football.
He is.
Jordan Love
3 touchdowns?
is good at football. Yep,
Three
another
touchdowns.
3-touchdown game. Jaden Reed has arrived. I know
Reed's good.
I know you're a big fan of Jaden Reed.
I love Jaden Reed.
Come on,
Yeah.
just accept it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You love Jaden Reed.
Romeo Dubs.
Yeah.
Romeo Dubs. Romeo L's.
So, Falcons ended up pulling this one out. This was a really close game, but Arthur Smith found a way to get it done.
I don't even know if it was Arthur Smith. I think it was more of Young Hoku.
Oh, nice.
Young Hoku. Young Hoku won this game. He got this game done.
Yeah. Drake London scored.
Drake London got the ball.
Drake London got that
didn't
rock.
Get a donut. That was nice.
Love to see not 0 points for your team.
Yeah.
It's definitely something.
Kyle Pitts is a different story, but
You didn't have 0, man.
It was
2.5.
Oh, 2.5.
Hey, at this current state of the tight end position, I'll take 2.5 every day of the week.
Yeah, it's not terrible, It is pretty
Yeah,
terrible.
it's pretty awful.
But that Packers offense, I think they would have won that game if they had Aaron Jones and Christian Watson. And we only have more 10 seconds to talk about this. Wow.
Do you think when Christian Watson's back, he's the clear one?
I don't know, man. I think it's going to be very split up. I think we're going to see Jaden Reed get some good games. Dontavian Wicks had a good game.
Wicks.
Romeo
Okay.
Dubs. Luke Musgrave.
Next game, we got Bills-Raiders.
Bills-Raiders.
Bills-Raiders. How about them Bills?
What was Stephon Diggs' final stat line? Do you know that?
I don't, but I know it wasn't that great.
It wasn't good.
It
That I
wasn't
do
good.
know. I think
I
Gabe
could probably
Davis had a
pull it
better
up.
day than him, actually. It was a tough day. James Cook tore it up out there. I think he had 123 rushing yards.
He did 17 carries, 123 yards. But something that I picked up from that game, Damian Harris and Latavius Murray are a problem for that guy's touchdowns.
Are they? Well, I mean, okay, wait.
For that guy's touchdowns.
His touchdowns, but if you're going to go out there and drop 123 yards, we don't need touchdowns. He can do it off the work. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, but it's the Raiders.
That's true. It is the Raiders.
He's not going to drop 123 and no touchdowns against every team he plays against.
It's true.
You're going to really want that goal line work. I think.
Might be a good guy to sell high on, honestly.
Could be.
Could be.
Stephon Diggs ended up with 7 receptions for 66 yards.
It's not bad.
So he had a productive
It's not
day,
terrible.
but for the guy you drafted in the first round, maybe early second round,
You want a little bit more
you
than
want
that.
some more. Gabe Davis 6 for 92 and a touchdown. Got that? I think it was a red zone touchdown he caught. And
I believe they were on like the 10-yard line or
Yeah.
something. It was
Devontae Adams, he got knocked out with an injury, right?
He did. But what's his name? Josh McDaniel says he's gonna be fine. Josh McDaniel says he's good to go.
And we thought we were going to see a lot of Hunter Renfrow. We did not. We had one reception for 23 yards.
I don't get it. I mean, I guess we'll never see Hunter Renfrow. I guess that was just a one-year anomaly. We're never going to see him ever again.
But you were happy with Devontae Adams, 6 for 84 and a touchdown.
Were you happy with that Josh Jacobs -2 yards?
He did have 51 receiving yards.
He did have 51 receiving, but man, first running back, first rushing leader in NFL history to have -2 yards in a game. Negative yards at all in a game, so yeah, not a great day for Josh Jacobs.
Yep. I think this is what we're going to see from Josh Allen the rest of the season. He's back into his true form. Next. Okay.
On to the next.
Ravens-Bengals.
Ravens-Bengals. Listen, I called this. I said the Bengals were going to lose this game. I said it's going to be chaos in Cincinnati.
You did, and the Bengals' struggles continued basically all the way up until the fourth quarter.
Oh, it was terrible.
Second half,
they had a little comeback there at the last minute, but a little too late, you know.
Yeah, no Jamar Chase still though.
No, Jamar Chase ain't showing up.
Jamar Chase is shaping up to be one of the all-time fantasy busts ever right now.
It'd be like that, man. It'd be like that.
And now Joe Burrow's dealing with an injury. His status is in question.
Re-aggravated the calf strain.
Status is in question for Monday night, which is something you got to keep an eye on.
I don't think he'll play. I
wouldn't be surprised.
Calling ahead. I don't think he's going to play.
Do you think the offense ends up better without him?
It might. Jake Browning would be the starter if he's out. And, Jake Browning might be a little bit better. Who knows? At this point, we don't have any idea. But that defense is atrocious. That offensive line doesn't exist. This is Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase. That's it. There's not much more going on besides that.
Yeah, T. Higgins, 8 receptions, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns, 12 targets. That's what you like to see out of T. Higgins, especially for a guy who's a wide receiver too on a team. You love seeing 12 targets. The rushing game for Baltimore, we got a little bit of clarity. Kind of. I mean, Gus Edwards was way more efficient.
Gus Edwards had, only one less carry, but Justice Hill was also involved in the passing game.
Gus Edwards had 10 carries for 62 and a touchdown. Justice Hill had 11 carries for 41 yards. No touchdowns.
What was his, do you know what his receiving work was?
He had 3 catches for 12 yards.
And what about Gus Edwards? Did he have any receptions?
No.
Okay,
but he had a touchdown.
He did have a touchdown.
We like touchdowns.
It's going to be, that's a 50-50 backfield, man. It's going to be Gus Edwards some weeks. It's going to be Justice Hill other weeks, and we kind of expected that. No Melvin Gordon. I guess that was a lie.
Yep. Justice Hill outsnapped Gus Edwards, so 57% to 43%. But in terms of efficiency, Gus Edwards was way better.
Gus Edwards is a better running back. That's what I've been trying to tell people, that Gus Edwards is a way better running back than Justice Hill. But
stats don't
lie.
Guess
the team doesn't agree.
Zay Flowers. He had another decent game.
It was for a good rookie game. Good rookie game.
Nelson Aguilar.
OBJ hurt.
Nelson
but
Aguilar
he should be fine. OBJ should be playing next week. Rashad Bateman's still inexistent. Mark Andrews caught a touchdown. That's cool. And we got to go on to the next game.
All right. Seahawks-Lions. Shootout.
I'd say, hey, man.
Shootout.
Hey, some people were betting against it being a shootout, and, that was a shootout all the way. Seahawks.
Go Seahawks.
Yeah.
I had the Lions winning that game.
I had the Seahawks winning that, John. But Tyler Lockett, oh my goodness, Tyler Lockett is unstoppable. Led the team in targets, and I don't think JSN is a great wide receiver, and I love JSN. I'm a huge JSN fan. Wore a jersey last episode. But, man, as long as Tyler Lockett exists, JSN's going to be inexistent. There's not much you can get out of him. Unless Tyler Lockett somehow got hurt, which we don't want the guy to get hurt. But that's the only way I could ever see JSN being of any value in that offense.
We hope you guys bought low on Tyler Lockett when we told you to.
Yeah.
He has arrived, and I think this is what we're going to see mainly for the rest of the season from him. He is a great receiver, and Gino loves him.
Hey, man, DK had a good game, too. I mean, DK left for a little while and still had a good game.
Yeah, 6 for 75 for DK on 6 targets. Tyler Lockett, 8 receptions, 59 yards, 2 touchdowns on 10 targets.
Yeah. Kenneth Walker was super inefficient as well.
Super inefficient, but he got in that end zone twice.
He did get in the end zone, and that's all you could be. That's enough. It's good enough.
Something from this game, David Montgomery's injury.
Yes, David Montgomery. He's probably going to be out for, I'm hearing 3 weeks. I'm hearing 3 to 4 weeks.
I saw that too. It's really weird. It says 3 weeks for his injury. Dan Campbell said he's day-to-day.
Day-to-day is not. Deontay Johnson.
So weird.
Deontay Johnson was just called day-to-day, and they just placed him on the IR. Like, day-to-day is not real. That doesn't exist. That's not a real term. I'm kind of done with people saying that. But no David Montgomery. Maybe Jahmyr Gibbs to the moon now, but I don't know. I think this team is a prime candidate to sign a running back or get Craig Reynolds more involved, just because I don't think Jahmyr Gibbs can handle that big of a workload.
Maybe Cam Akers?
Cam Akers is somebody I could totally see this team getting. They need that downhill runner who they can just pound into the defense.
One last thing for this game before we run out of time. Josh Reynolds is good at football.
Josh Reynolds is good, not a fluke.
All right, next game we got Titans-Chargers.
Wow.
A little bit of an upset there.
Brandon Staley's on the hot seat already.
Definitely on the hot seat. Derrick Henry had a good game. He was a little inefficient. He had 20 carries.
Yeah, I think 20 for 85, I believe. 20 for 85 and a touchdown, I want to say.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And Tyjae Spears looked really good, a lot more efficient than Derrick Henry. He's a great running back to have behind him. I think they're very good. He's a very good complement to him.
It was actually 25 carries for 80 yards, so even worse.
That's terrible. Yeah. My goodness. But hey, really Derrick Henry's getting old, and I don't know how many times you're going to be able to give him 25 carries in a game until he gets hurt. So somebody might want to be targeting right now Tyjae Spears. If you can find Tyjae Spears at a discount or he's out there in your waiver wire, definitely somebody you want to pick up.
And one guy who had an amazing game, I think he's wide receiver 1 this week, Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen, 10 targets, 8 receptions, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's what you want to see from the bald man.
Showing us that old men can still get it done.
Yes. Him and Derrick Henry, man.
Mike Williams also didn't have a bad day. Do you know what his stat line was by any chance?
He ended up with 8 receptions, 83 yards.
That's a good day. I'll take that, man. That's good for Mike Williams. We'll happily take that.
Yeah, normally Mike Williams is 3 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown. So seeing him get 8 receptions is
it's good.
We'd
like to see him get those targets. The only thing we worry about that with him is just getting hurt. When you give him that much work, it's going to happen. Mike Williams is eventually going to get hurt if you give him that much work.
Yeah, that's always been the problem with the Chargers. Keenan Allen's had some injury histories in the past, but mainly Mike Williams. So if they're able to stay healthy, and they'll be good.
Yeah, they should be.
They should be good. Oh, I mean, they're not good. They're 0-2.
No, 0-2. That's just crazy, man. 0-2. Josh Kelly didn't have a great game.
Yeah, we kind of saw that coming, though. I feel like Josh Kelly was a major trap.
We saw that happening. That Titans run D is good.
They're good.
Very good. And, bad game.
Next game, Buccaneers-Bears. Buccaneers are 2-0.
Dude, Baker Mayfield, bro. I love this guy, dude. I'm ready to buy a jersey. I love him.
He's one of the guys that's hard to hate.
He really is hard to hate.
No matter what team he's on, he plays his hardest. He plays it's like his last game ever.
Did you see he threw a Patrick Mahomes type of pass, and he just got sideways and slung that thing in there to, I think it was Cade Otton. Oh my goodness. Baker Mayfield is just reborn on this Buccaneers team.
To be fair, I think anyone really looks like Patrick Mahomes against the Bears defense.
That's true. That's not a bad point.
Like Baker. Baker had a great game. 317 and a touchdown. Not bad. Rashad White had a good game.
I'd be hating on Rashad White an awful lot, and he must have saw one of my TikToks or something, because, man, he came out there and decided to just destroy.
And a guy that a lot of people had questions about coming into the season, Mike Evans. He's still got it, man. Day. Does he lead the league in receiving yards right now?
He might. There's a great possibility he does. Great.
Especially with Tyreek dropping, 40 yards?
Yeah, there was only 40.
Mike Evans, 171 yards, a touchdown, and 6 receptions.
Mike Evans also showing, dude. These old dudes are showing out, man. They got to give one last go before they, kick the can.
I think something that's really important to talk about, too, maybe Justin Fields is just bad.
It's tough.
The hype. I was buying into the hype. I absolutely loved Justin Fields, and he just hasn't been good.
He's not. He doesn't look good. You see, everyone's seen this one picture on Twitter where he's got, I believe it's Roschon Johnson wide open, and he looks at him, and then he just doesn't throw it. He just doesn't feel like it and takes a sack instead. It's ridiculous, honestly. He's making bad decisions, and, Chase Claypool was sleeping last week, and now I feel like Justin Fields was sleeping this week.
Yeah, I mean, he had 4 carries for 3 yards. It could just be play calling. I mean, 4 carries for probably the best running quarterback in the league's pretty absurd. You got
at least DJ Moore had a day, though.
He did. All right, next game. We got one that was a little disappointing. Chiefs-Jags.
Yeah, I was expecting a lot more from this.
Yeah, it was really ugly. I'm not gonna lie. When you watch Red Zone, these guys were barely on. I thought this was gonna be the one game we saw the most of. We saw more of the Titans-Chargers than this game. Yeah. It was ridiculous. Kelsey came back in a limited fashion. He provided.
It was good. It was a good day. Yeah, you can't be mad about that.
See, I have his percentage of snaps. 64% of snaps.
That's not bad.
He had an all right game. Scored a touchdown. That's what you want. I mean, probably what?
Do you know how many receptions he had?
I could probably figure it out. 4.
4 receptions for Travis Kelce. But yeah, he had a good day. The problem with that Chiefs offense is the same problem they're going to have all year. you can only start Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce in fantasy football because you never know if it's going to be Sky Moore, if it's going to be Kadarius Toney, if it's going to be MVS, if it's going to be Rashee Rice, is it going to be who else is there?
Just keep naming
Justin Ross. Is it going to be Justin Watson? Is it going to be
Jerick McKinnon?
It could be Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You never know who it's going to be with this team. So the only two guys you can ever start. Oh, and Isaiah Pacheco. You can also start him.
Yeah, he had a decent game, 12 for 70. Something interesting about Kelce, he had 9 targets.
9?
9 targets.
Only 4 receptions. That's crazy.
I didn't think that he had 9 targets on the game.
Wow.
It's not something you would have thought.
No.
Other side of the ball.
Other side, yeah. So Calvin Ridley, inexistent. I mean, Doug Peterson talked about getting Christian Kirk a lot more involved in this game. And
he did.
He did. I just didn't know. I didn't think he would come at the cost of Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley kind of got written out of the script. Not entirely, but only 2 receptions on 8 targets. Not a great day.
Yeah, Christian Kirk, 14 targets.
Yeah.
Talk about getting that guy involved.
It's crazy.
But it's a good thing. Christian Kirk's really good. They just got to find a way to balance that out. You need to have all 3 of your guys involved.
I think Zay Jones got hurt, too.
Wow. Did he get hurt?
I think he got hurt. He left the game for a little while. It might have been cramps. Everybody was leaving this game with cramps. It was hot. It was like 120 degrees on the field.
All right, next game. A game that honestly was really good for like a little bit, and then it got not good. Colts-Texans.
Oh, man. How are you going to take Anthony Richardson from us that quick? He was having such a good game, and then, concussion. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, he was on pace for an absolutely amazing game. So far through 2 games, I think he's looked like the best rookie quarterback.
Stroud
was good.
CJ Stroud towards the end of this game, I know like the Colts kind of blew him out right in the beginning, but the Texans kind of came back and CJ Stroud looked really good. I think he threw 384 passing yards and got Tank Dell super involved. Nico Collins is a monster. We've been waiting years for the Nico Collins breakout, and it's finally here.
Yep, 384, 2 touchdowns for CJ Stroud. Nico Collins 146.
Yeah, dude, Nico Collins looked great. Nico Collins looked like that's if you can still get in on Nico Collins, that's somebody I'm trying to get in. I would be hoping. My hope right now is that Nico Collins has a bad week next week, and that I could buy low on him because Nico Collins is somebody I want.
Other side of the ball, Gardner Minshew. He
wasn't bad. He got the deal done. He got it done.
I'm telling you, Gardner Minshew could bring the Jets to the playoffs.
He could.
Gardner Minshew could take the Jets to the playoffs.
Get on the phone, bro.
I'm saying, man. Anthony Richardson, before he went out, 6 for 10, 56 yards.
Do you know how many fantasy points he had in that amount of time?
I want to say it was like 15.
It was a lot. It was like 15, 16, something like that in that amount of time. It was crazy. And that wasn't even the end of the first quarter. That was halfway into the first, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, if Anthony Richardson played that whole game, he's dropping 40.
For sure. Something that I think is a major trap, Zach Moss, 88 yards and a touchdown against the Texans.
Sell high. Throw him out the door. Of him, man. Get anything you can. Get anything. Literally anything. Sell him. Buy. See ya.
Yeah. He's probably is going to be the number 1 guy there until Jonathan Taylor gets back, but this is the Texans. He's never going for this many yards and this many touchdowns ever again.
Ever.
So if you can get rid of him
until
for
the next time he plays
the
Texans.
There you go. All right, next, 49ers-Rams, a really good game.
I was shocked, dude. These Rams continue to shock me week by week. You got Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell, Matthew Stafford, no Cam Akers, Kyren Williams. It's just this Rams team is a lot better than we expected them to be.
And I have a question for you.
I'm listening.
Would you consider trading Puka Nacua right now? Because you think about it, he had 20 targets. Is that sustainable for the rest of the season, or are you interested in maybe shipping him away for somebody that's going to be a little more consistent later on? Because Cooper Kupp's going to be back.
Yeah.
What do you think?
If I have Puka Nacua, if you want to sell him, this is the time to sell him. But if you need him, keep him. If you need to get wins right now, because you always want to get wins. That's the goal in fantasy football. If you're not getting wins, there's no point. So if you don't need the wins right now and you get the wins later on, sell Puka. Sell him for something good if you can. Because when Cooper Kupp comes back, it's not going to be night and day. Like, Puka is still going to get 7, 8, 9 targets a game, I think, but it's not going to be 20.
Yeah, he's going to fall into probably the Tutu Atwell role.
Yeah,
which is a good.
And Tutu Atwell will disappear.
It's good, but you can't trade him at that point in the season for as much as you could get for him right now.
You can get a lot for him right now.
Which is why I'd be really interested.
What do you think an offer for Puka would look like right now?
I don't even know, man. It's just you got to find a team that really likes him. It just depends.
You got to find somebody who you can buy low on. You know who you can buy low on right now?
Who could we
somebody
buy
who is in a concussion protocol today. Jalen Waddle. You think that's something you get done?
Not straight up. I think you'd have to.
You would probably have to add like a running back or something.
Throw something
or maybe
in
an
with
extra
Puka.
Receiver. But If you got a team that's 0-2 that has Jalen Waddle and they need to get a win, I think you could ship them Puka Nacua and somebody else and get that deal done, and you'll end up with Jalen Waddle.
I like that. Let's see, what else we got? We got 10 seconds.
We didn't even talk about the 49ers. You know what? God. Let's give this game an extra 2 minutes because we can.
Extra 2, yeah. We run this show.
We're going to throw an extra 2
This is our show, all right?
Because we didn't even get to the 49ers.
I'm not even done talking about the Rams.
Keep going.
Kyren Williams.
Great day, man. Great day. And I think he was the second receiver on the team in targets.
Let's not ask Kev to crack that. He was 10 targets on the game, right, only behind Puka Nacua with 20 targets.
Yeah.
A really good game, 14 for 52 on the ground against the Niners defense is something that you love to see.
That's true.
Yeah, it's looking like Puka Nacua and Kyren Williams, 2 Rams, are easily the best 2 waiver pickups of week 1.
Yeah, and they might be 2 of the best waiver wire pickups of the season because if you're looking at the waiver wire this week, you got nothing. You got
Josh Reynolds in that.
Yeah, you got Josh Reynolds. Maybe some Tank Dell if you're really feeling a little spicy. Maybe a little Jalen Hyatt.
All right, I guess we could talk about the 49ers.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever.
Christian McCaffrey, 20 for 116 on the ground. And a touchdown.
CMC.
Yeah, it's Christian McCaffrey. Debo had a rushing touchdown.
Debo, listen, Brandon Ayuk is a little banged up right now with a shoulder injury. I would be willing to bet he misses the Thursday night game this week. I'd be willing to bet on that. And, Debo's going to have a game. If Brandon Ayuk's out on Thursday night and it's only Debo, watch out. Watch out. Against that terrible Giants defense.
Yeah. They're going to eat. Brandon Ayuk, honestly, hope you sold high on him.
Yeah.
Because even though he's injured, I think what we saw this game from him yesterday is what it could be like, even if he's fully healthy.
Yeah. Do you know what his stat line was at the end of the
day? 3 receptions, 43 yards.
Yeah, you're gonna have weeks that like Brandon Ayuk. I'm willing. You might want to sell on that guy for somebody more consistent, but I'm willing to have a guy like that where you're gonna get weeks where you get 20 points and you're gonna have weeks where you get 3.
It's just about catching him on the right week. This is even a week that George Kittle didn't have a good game.
Yeah.
Like George Kittle 3 for 30.
What? How many touchdowns did Brock Purdy have?
He had 0.
Seriously?
Yeah. Oh wait, he had a rushing touchdown. Rushing touchdown.
Okay.
All right. Let's actually move on to the next game, if we have to. Giants Cardinals.
The Giants are bad. I'm sorry. Like they won this game. Okay, cool, fun, whatever. They almost lost it. It was very close to them losing this game.
Yeah, it was way closer than it should have been, but they came to life.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe this second half Giants is what we could see for the rest of the season? Or
no.
They're just
no. Saquon Barkley's hurt. Saquon Barkley's going to be out. I think we just got the news. I think it said 3 weeks. And with Saquon Barkley out, this offense has nothing.
Yeah, I mean, in our last episode, you said one of their receivers was going to end up around 15 points. None of them were. You would think Jalen Hyatt.
No, Isaiah. What? How many points did Isaiah Hodgins have? He had a touchdown.
He had a touchdown, but he only had 40 yards.
40 yards and a touchdown. It's 10 points.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, you're
right.
And
some receptions. Right. It might be 11,
right.
12.
It's not 15 points, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's close enough. We'll get it done. One of them's always going to have double-digit points.
That's true.
The guy I want to start betting on from now on is Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt, I know he only caught 2 receptions, but, man, both of them were for 40 yards. And if we could get 4 receptions and it would get him on the field a little bit longer,
that's 120 yards.
Yeah, Jalen Hyatt looked good. That one catch that he went up to get, Jalen Hyatt looked good.
Yeah, I think he's probably the best receiver on that team. It's just a matter of working rookies into the game.
Give him a couple weeks. Jalen Hyatt, I think, could take over that team.
Darren Waller gave you a good game for a tight end.
Yeah.
6 receptions, 76 yards.
Daniel Jones had a good game.
Yeah, he looked terrible in the first
half. He looked awful.
He really...
awful.
That entire second half, he was just padding stats.
But hey, he had a good game. What do you want?
Yeah, on the other side of the ball, James Conner, 106 yards
Oh,
and
my
a touchdown.
goodness, James Conner, man.
Good.
Put me into the grave in fantasy this week. I played against him. Sheesh.
Hollywood Brown had a touchdown. Michael Wilson,
dude, this was a rookie a lot of people talked about in the offseason, and just because there's nobody else in Arizona, he looked really good.
And Zach Ertz continues to be a volume monster.
Yeah.
Next game, Jets-Cowboys. This game ended up basically exactly how we thought.
I have one note about this. I have one thing I need to talk about. We talked a lot about Garrett Wilson last time, and how should we start him? Is he a wide receiver 2? Is he a wide receiver 1? I know he only caught, 2 catches? But he still had a lot of points. He did really good, that one long touchdown. And Garrett Wilson is so good, and I think talent will always prevail. So, maybe Garrett Wilson is safe to start. Maybe he's not going to be as good as he was in the past, but he's still Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still start him basically every week, but I think that touchdown was a little fluky.
It was, but hey,
man,
nobody else is scoring that touchdown. I mean, that was a Garrett Wilson touchdown.
I'm surprised anybody scored that touchdown. Realistically, I'm surprised Zach Wilson got it to him.
I'm surprised Breece Hall didn't touch the ball. I was kind of pissed about that. And so was he. He went to Twitter afterwards and said, "Yo, why didn't I get the ball?"
I mean, when you're losing by as much as they were, it's hard to run.
He said they lost because he didn't get the ball.
Oh, really? I think there's some other reasons to why they lost
that might be
game.
True.
But hey, man, I mean, Zach Wilson was their leading rusher, which is pretty sad. Oh,
my. I think he threw 4 interceptions on the day.
Yeah, 3 interceptions.
Oh, my.
I think it's really weird. Zach Wilson looks really good when he's not throwing the ball. He's good at running.
When he's running, he looks good. He looks like Daniel Jones out there.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson 2 for 83 and a touchdown.
Nobody else was good on this team besides that.
Yeah, these guys stink. Dak Prescott had a good game. I thought he had honestly a better game than I thought he would.
Yeah,
I thought he'd have to throw the ball less than he did.
CeeDee Lamb
had.
I think it was the most. I think it was a career high for receptions.
Really?
Yeah,
11 receptions. I think
it was
a pretty high number. It's got nothing on Puka though, apparently.
No.
Tony Pollard, 25 carries, 72 yards, no touchdowns.
Tony Pollard, they're using him a lot.
They are using him.
That's a little we're coming off the ankle injury here, and it's a little scary to me they're using him that much.
You do see a little bit of Rico Dowdle in there.
Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn did this flip, man. That dude, his center of gravity, he's so small, so short. It just all moves together. It's the funniest thing.
All right, we got our next game. Manders Broncos.
A comeback. Comeback, you know. I thought the Broncos had this one. I thought they were going to win it. I thought this was the Sean Payton homecoming game, but no.
Nope.
Nah.
The Commanders are 2-0 to start the season.
Frauds.
Fraud watch.
Fraudulent.
Russell Wilson actually had a pretty good game.
He did. The whole entire Broncos offense didn't look terrible. It was just that Broncos defense, man. Oh my goodness. That one guy almost killed Logan Thomas. I mean, sheesh. But that Broncos defense has problems. They have a lot to work on. I don't know how you allow that big of a comeback. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's wild. Russell Wilson, 308, 3 touchdowns. He has 56 rushing yards.
So, a lot of that came, but if you don't complete that Hail Mary at the end, that stat line looks a little bit different.
Best receiver on the day, Marvin Mims. Marvin Mims looked great.
I love me some Oklahoma legend.
Yes, sir. 113 yards, a touchdown, and he had a really long return. Also, it wasn't a touchdown, but he looks good. I think they work him into the offense a little more there. Jerry Jeudy, 3 receptions, 25 yards.
I'd love to know. I'm after today. I'm gonna look at some Jerry Jeudy snap percentage. I want to see how much they had him out there.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I didn't see a lot of him, but when he was out there. He caught a few passes, but, nothing special.
For Washington, Brian Robinson.
Yeah.
Brian Robinson is great.
Brian Robinson, have a day.
Sam Howell, almost 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. He looked good. I think the Broncos defense is really good, super underrated, but he had a good game against them. So
Eric Bieniemy, man, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're not frauds. Maybe Eric Bieniemy's the answer. Maybe they're good. I don't think so, but whatever.
And something to note through 2 weeks. The Denver running backs have proved absolutely nothing. Neither of them are any good.
I don't know what you want from them, man. You got Javonte Williams on the ACL, and Samaje's just Samaje.
Yeah, I mean, one of them's supposed to be good.
Yeah.
Next game. This is actually the last game.
Oh.
Pats-Fins.
Pats-Fins.
Honestly, this game ended up pretty much how we thought it would.
This was a good game. This was a really good game. I was shocked that there was a chance for the Patriots to win this game. They just weren't good enough.
Fins legend Mike Gesicki tried to get something going.
After the game, Christian Wilkins came up behind him and just gave him a big fat kiss on the head.
Love to see it. This game was really how we thought it would. So kind of an ugly, good game, low scoring.
Raheem Mostert, have a day.
Mac Jones, 231, a touchdown, an interception.
Yeah. Mac Jones.
Tua, 249, a touchdown, an interception. Belichick has a really good defense.
Listen, we're seeing some great stuff here out of Miami, though. I know we're Dolphins fans. Look at his shirt. We're Dolphins fans. Whatever. We're a little biased, but this Dolphins team looks good. And I don't want to. I'm trying to say that from my least biased opinion possible, but that Dolphins team looks good. Tua looking special this year. He made some great passes, putting them in some great holes, great pockets, and he really looked good out there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're top AFC East right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they beat Patriots. They beat Chargers 2-0. They're the only 2-0 team, right? In the AFC East?
Yeah, they might.
Yeah, only 2-0
yeah.
teams, so top the AFC East right now.
Got the Broncos next week.
You're gonna be 3-0.
Yeah, dude, 0-3 Broncos.
Ramondre, 15 carries, 50 yards, a touchdown. Saved his day with that touchdown.
Yeah.
Raheem Mostert, 121 and 2. Devontae Parker, their leading receiver, 57 yards.
This is crazy. This is like the Miami Dolphin Patriot revenge game. You know, you got Devontae Parker out there catching passes left and right. Mike Gesicki wasn't that involved, but still, it was funny to watch.
We should talk about
Jalen Waddle.
I was gonna say that blocked kick.
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a new strategy we see people using all the time now. We've never seen this before. People running down the sideline and.
Did you see the Pat McAfee clip of how he broke it down?
No, I didn't.
Basically, the holder for Miami lets out a breath right before they snap the ball, and he catches it. And apparently, he played for the Patriots for like a few years.
What?
And so they caught on to that, and then Belichick told the guys that, hey, once he does this breath, he goes.
That's crazy. Oh my god!
I don't know if that's exactly how it was. Something like that. I was watching the Pat McAfee clip, and he was talking about it, but you could see he goes like. And his head drops slightly, and then the guy takes off and blocks
it. Not okay. Then maybe we won't be seeing a lot of that. But I think we should talk about Jalen Waddle though, just because of that concussion. There's a high possibility you're not going to have Jalen Waddle this week. I actually think it's probably closer to not having him than having him, and that's a little bit of an issue for Miami. That offense functions a lot better when you got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek out there. You're two fast guys, but. Who's the wide receiver? Somebody's gonna benefit from that. Braxton Berrios?
Braxton Craycraft? I mean, one of them. Are you interested in starting any of them?
I don't know. You're gonna have Tyreek matched up against Surtain, and somebody else is gonna be able to get a lot of targets. It's gonna be a weird week. It's gonna be a weird week for the Dolphins. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard one. That's not gonna be an easy win against Broncos, but good thing we're not looking at next week's next game.
One more guy I want to talk about, Hunter Henry. He's a
Hunter
great
Henry,
plug and play at tight end.
I was shocked
every week. 6 for 52.
That shouldn't have been a touchdown.
It is what it is.
That should have been a touchdown. That was he was blocking, and then he got off of the block and ran, and you're not allowed to do that. But
whatever, man.
They didn't call it, so Patriots being Patriots. What do you want from them? We still got that W in the end.
And that was the last game we had to talk about.
That's it. Do you want to look at tonight's Monday night game a little bit? Monday night games. Let's pick some winners. Let's pick some winners. Some who we think's going to win these games as well. And what's the first game? Let's talk about Saints-Panthers.
Saints-Panthers. I got the Saints. I think it's going to be a pretty easy game. Really.
We saw C.J. Stroud have a good week too. Maybe Bryce Young has a good week too. I doubt it. But Saints are winning that game, I think. Yeah.
And I think it's a pretty easy prediction for the next game too. I got the Browns.
Hey, I understand, there's a lot of, the Bills came out bad in week 1 and looked really terrible, but, maybe the Steelers come out and look better in week 2 like the Bills did.
The Bills are a lot better than the Steelers.
Yeah, I know. It's not a great comparison.
It's a terrible comparison.
And they don't have Deontay Johnson, and Najee's not very good, and the O-line's bad, and Kenny Pickett's not good, and George Pickens is going to catch one good long pass, and that's kind of it. But, Steelers.
Yep, Najee's going to end up with 20 carries, 18 yards, no touch. No, he's going to have a 1-1-yard touchdown. It's going to save his fantasy.
Yeah, the one touchdown. It's going to be the 8.9 points.
There it is.
Oh, my. Well, I think is that all we have for today's episode?
That's all we got.
Okay, well, that is all we got. Thank you guys so much for listening. And I'm trying to think if there's any other couple things we want to talk about. Nothing else?
No, not really.
I'm trying to think about any of these injuries. There's a lot of injuries. If you want, go check out the Tico Fantasy Show to talk about a lot of these injuries. But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to the Not a Football Show, and have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.